Hello, everyone, and welcome to this is going to be Overwatch Gold going against, I have no idea,
Florida Polytechnic.
Florida Polytechnic. We've actually gone against this team quite a bit. I recognize some of the names whenever I saw a lot earlier, but I am joined by a new caster, at least new to me.
Yeah, my name is TJ. I just helped cast for the Rocket League game, but I'm here to help cast for the Overwatch game now.
I'm glad you're helping me out here because it's a lonely world. It's oftentimes that we're sitting here alone, just talking to ourselves. But it's nice to have some friends on occasion.
For sure, for sure. Glad to be here.
All right, moving into looking at the compositions. Once again, pretty standard. I will say I think that they kind of want they've been swapping the Lucio between Toonie and Carp, and I respect it. Just running the Bab Lucio, messing with the audio settings, so I can't remember any of the characters that are on the screen. Speeding onto the point, I'm sure. All right, we're gonna push onto this point pretty quick. I think that just want to emphasis on taking height, and I can't wait to see how quickly this first fight goes. I know that the first fight is always going to be really important.
Blakey on the May, walling off the Malga pretty early, but the Kiriko coming in with the win. They still managed to get the K.
Oh, that was a nice knockoff on the Kiri as well, just being able to get that off the map. However, Carp and P. James and Galdeej are going to fall. This is just Blakey right here. This is not a good look at the moment. Oh, but Toonie is there to sort of help clean up shop. Can they, though?
Lucio's going to try to come back around. We have a Lucio one-on-one, folks.
Oh, no.
Oh, Toonie saves himself.
The indecision almost ended in Toonie's death. Oh, but Blakey getting knocked off the edge. We're gonna have to maybe stall for this fight in particular. I don't know that we can push onto this without Blakey. That was a really nice save though from Toonie. It just sucks that we weren't able to get everybody up.
Definitely. We see Florida Polytechnic switching to the Zarya pretty early, pretty quick to try to counter the Orisa pick.
I think that they know that the Orisa is going to be, we take out the Orisa, the rest of them just crumble. So they're going to want a big emphasis on just beaming down the Orisa.
Gonna try to build her charge up with the Orisa, knowing she doesn't really have to reload. She just kind of has to let her gun cool down. Hoping that they build up Zarya charge with some poke damage.
I mean, something that's really nice about Orisa, especially going into this fight here, is they stalled long enough for that Zarya's charge to go down. And that just means that you can just stall and get a spear onto the Zarya. However, Carp did fall, the no-die is down, and you're down a support. You have to get another pick quick, but who's James?
Genji. As he boots him off the map, is he gone? Yeah, he's back.
Doesn't look like it. He's gonna keep trying to hit the Genji, but it almost might be a lost cause. Genji taking out Toonie. And I think that was just a quick death. That was in order to reset that fight, just get a fresh health bar going in this next one. And I will say ultimates are looking pretty nice. Everybody's about to have their ult, except for maybe James. Ooh, Galdeej swapping onto the Zarya.
The Zarya v Zarya.
A little bit of just a, hey, I think I'm just better. Yeah. I think I can just dip.
At that point, that's what it is. It's a challenge.
And I think, starting with this window, gonna let them get that first room, get dominance over that first room. I hope that we can build up enough charge, even though we're not in this fight, technically. The freeze might need to come out pretty soon. Ooh,
there it does. While Genji has the blade, they have the beat, though, to try to save them, and they do.
That was a nice beat in order to try and stall it out, and it actually ended up making it to where center couldn't touch the point. It's a rough first point. I think that the way that they played that is they played it really reactionary, to where they didn't pop out that blade, they didn't pop out that beat until the very end whenever we decided to use all of our stuff. Just one of those things to where you can use ults to guarantee that you win the fights, but if you're already winning the fight, you might as well just use it to turn some tides.
Right. Use it to stall out that last fight. Try to keep center off of the point. You saw the grab at the end come in from the Zarya and try to stop anyone from coming through the door and trying to do a last second touch.
Yeah, I think that once you get to like 90 or 95, the name of the game is just stalling. It's not even win this fight, it's just make sure this fight doesn't continue.
Yep.
I will say, to start off this next one, we will be swapping Who's James onto that Sojourn after the TP, as well as they're going to start with the Malga again. They did this on the previous map as well. Looks like we've also swapped out to the Nem. Or I say Nem for the Ramad. Yeah.
Here their TPs through the wall.
And it's really nice that you can sort of get out of there, get that out of jail free card, but now it's been used, and hopefully we can push in order to really take advantage of that cooldown being up.
Right. You want to bait out the cooldowns as much as you can, so that way you can take advantage of people. And Malga just explodes.
It's a really nice kill onto the tank, and then onto a support, and then you just keep it going. Carp does fall, but
they would win that fight, and But the point here is they get, I believe, every member of the team.
Yeah, I think so. A little, a little
Friendly
wrong.
trolling.
Yeah.
Who's James?
Stop right there, actually. Stop right there. Just a little goof, but I do think the carp will be back before anything happens, so I don't think we need to worry. Yeah. They haven't swapped off that Malga. They were pretty keen to swap on their original fight, but they've kept everybody so far, so I think they just have a little bit more faith in it. They want to keep it going. Which is surprising with how quickly we bursted it.
Blakey, almost with the phenomenal wall to block off the Malga. We see them targeting the Kiriko, and Kiriko falls, but who's James falls to the Genji? Malga takes out Galvanijo.
You know, a lot of people really low. This is kind of close, but Toonie, I think, just needs to get out of here. It's just Toonie and Blakey. They're going to have to kill 3 people, but if it's Mei versus Genji, I take Mei.
I take the Mei.
Oh. It looks like Toonie is going to be able to clean up the Genji, but the Sojourn on point is going to be able to take out them. They're going to want to regroup. They don't want to take this just skirmish one in after the other, and I respect that. I respect wanting to just get that reset.
Most definitely want to take the reset here. They're just now getting some percentage, so I think a quick reset will be able to try to take the point back.
They're gonna have that beat probably, and we need to play around that. If we go to freeze, can they just live through it? And also, if they live through it, can we use another ult to just dominate that? Ooh, we start with the window
coming out early, trying to blow up that Malga. Like Malga falls pretty early on.
That's both teams popping their beat there, so everybody has a ton of health, and they kind of equal out, don't really do anything.
You see, Genji has the blade. Kiriko falls. Genji might be saving the blade for another fight.
I think I would, just with how many teammates that you've lost so far. Oh, but Lucio able to stall this point for just a little bit. Not too long, though. Not too long. It's a nice little quick fight that was gotten there. We got about even, and we retook that control. I really like the way that was played.
Yeah, they played that really well. Able to burst the Malga down pretty quickly after the window came up. Shooting him from multiple different angles. He didn't really have anything to do about it.
And only using 2 ults in the process. So they're going to have a lot more ults going into this, but the Malga is pretty far from it, so if we play quickly, we might be able to just cancel that out.
You see them trying to jump on the Malga, blowing him up again. Who's James? Getting him with the railgun, getting the Genji too, and Blakey getting a quick pick on the Fury.
Everybody having to sort of turn around for the Sojourn. It's nice that we could get ult charge off that they couldn't quite jump off from that. It's going to be 80. This fight's going to happen now. You should expect all of the ults to come out. That freeze needs to be able to stop that blade. And if it doesn't, we're kind of in some big trouble.
You see who's James trying to get some early railgun charge up. Ever since the update, if you can build the railgun charge up, it's not going to fall below 3.5. Ooh, you see the blade coming out.
That's a really scary blade, but we're going to be able to use the Annihilation in response and take it out so that blade's off the table. So is Blakey. So we're going to have to play down to DPS, but so are they. Don't want to walk into that
out. And I think he got booped.
I think so. I think he got pulled in, and then that chain just keeps him in there. Galvanijo incredibly hurt, just pumping him full of heals, having to just do nothing but right click. That's all you can really do.
And you see Lucio contesting to make sure that they don't lose the point, but he does die at the end.
So we have no stuff going into this. Just we've got Carp in the back, but really, how useful can Carp be against all 5 of their teammates?
Yeah.
It's really scary. I think the play here is just to regroup, just to back up and regroup.
Definitely want to try to play your life as Carp falls, Galvanijo falls too, and Blakey gonna want to disengage here. Gonna want to back up and get a nice little reset with his team.
I think that the way that they used all their ults, like we said, that's really nice. They're only going to have beat for this, and we'll have beat too, and we're pretty close to that overclock, so hopefully the overclock can be what sort of tips the scales.
Yeah, overclock, one of those ults that can really change the scale of the game. Able to allow Sojourn to get a couple quick picks, especially if they use their beat and counter beat of ours there. We managed to counter beat them first.
It's really nice how much damage we were able to get out there and get out the beat.
And the beat comes out early
from both teams there. Yeah. We are going to get the second beat, so we're going to have health for just a little bit longer. Take out that Malga, get the tank off of the table, and then get that Genji, who's been a really big player this whole time.
A real pain in the team as they take the point back. I believe that's Lucio trying to touch, trying to keep contesting Sojourn as well, but Sojourn goes down to the overclock as well with Fury. And Lucio goes down. Ball trying to touch at the last second, but I think this one's going to come to center.
I think so, and I'm glad to see we're making it to the third game here. So with that last fight, I really like the way that was played, to where the beat goes out, we wait for just a little bit, and then we beat so that we can last a little bit longer. Ends up killing their Malga, and then we used the overclock in order to finish the rest of them. That was really nice. And then they swapped the ball for touch, which never works.
Plan to win
Never
or
really
expect to
works.
lose.
You can maybe stall a little bit, but it never really works. But I wonder what the game plan is to like switch up and stuff. Who's James switching to the Symmetra? I suspect that this is just for the TP out the gate. I think that they're going for the counter ram, which I don't think that they've thrown out just yet. So let's hope we
They
can
also
do.
go Sim for the TP out of point.
Yeah, Sim is not super popular on a lot of these maps, but it does look like Who's James is going to be sticking it. Control point is the Symmetra map, so it makes sense that of all game modes, this is the one that we would stick it.
And she did just get a buff with the recent
Oh, yeah, that's
mid-season
true.
patch.
That's
The
true.
turrets got more damage. I believe
Her
her
beam
left
does
hook-
more, and
yeah,
the turrets have more health, I think.
yeah. You
Yeah.
can no longer destroy a turret with a melee.
I didn't think about that. But we are going to be pretty steady on this low ground, being able to bunker down on the side of the point. Whenever it unlocks, we can sort of just walk in and take it.
Yeah.
It's really nice that we can have this dominance with really no contest, but the Genji's going to dive in. Oh, the Deflect can do to a Symmetra beam. Oh, the teleport onto the point. It's really nice to get your teammates to safety. Yeah, just throwing out that Nem to try and stall. They got our no die rather. So that's over. A lot of really low health characters here. This is just a lot to look at. It's a lot of flanking you, a lot to look at. Try and get this Sojourn.
If that Immort comes out, but they do not have Immort, if they can put some pressure on anyone else, it's gonna be hard for the Polytechnic's bat to keep up.
I think that this fight right here just needs to happen on this Ram. Nice.
And here it is with
Getting
the
out that
phenomenal
tank.
Immort.
Yeah, I think that this right now is sort of a game of immorts. We popped ours really early, but then we played defensive, so it didn't really matter. They popped theirs, and then it just leaves it to where their tank's exposed. A little bit of a 1v1 between the Lucio's and the scaffolding. This is kind of scary. Lucio's gonna decide that he's not down for the 1v1 and try and get out.
Not gonna take it. Gonna go back and regroup, play his life. As they're building up some ults, and we have some as well.
I like the idea of us being able to just sort of stop this fight with a Symmetra wall, having that really early. I hope it gets played right here. Yeah, nice.
And that's huge. Maybe maybe one of the angled the other way towards the window.
I don't think that you really expected Window. I didn't see it at the time. But we are going to pop a lot here. This is a lot that we're investing in this fight. Let's hope that we can win it.
Annihilation.
Let's beat Annihilation, the wall, and we've got Window and Freeze left. And it looks like we are winning this fight. That was just a little bit scary. 80% though, they're going to be having to switch to their touch picks, and we've still got Freeze and Window, so I'm liking the way this is looking.
Yeah, the enemy Ram hasn't built up Annihilation yet. Maybe gonna be able to build it up for this next fight. They do have Overclock, and they are building up a Blade. But the Genji got staggered, so he may come back a little late. They're at an advantage, but the Overclock comes out and gets an early pick on Carp. Because now we have the Blizzard, and then Ram used Annihilation.
Hopefully we can sort of burn through that Annihilation, but I don't think that we really prioritize it. I think that way too many people were hurt before it got frozen. But we are able to get 3 picks, so this isn't looking super scary. As long as we can get this Lucio, nice.
Blade comes out, but I don't think it matters. I mean, Nemesis form versus Blade.
That's kind of scary though.
Yeah.
That came down to 2. You said it didn't matter, but I'm pretty sure that they got a decent bit of us. That was a little scary. I was quaking for a second. Oh, but yeah, that was a really good game. I think that it was really close, even though that a lot of the times it went 99-0. A lot of these fights really did just come down to a single Hello, everyone, and welcome back onto Escort 1-0 against Florida Polytechnic. And we will start this half on attacking. What do you think? Do you think they're going to do anything different here from what they were doing on control point?
I don't think so. I think we stick to the mantra if it's not broken, you know what I'm saying, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I think we stay with that brawl comp. I think we're gonna see still see Ram, gonna see I feel like maybe I'm wrong.
That's going to be a negative on that one.
I'm wrong. What do I know?
They, of course, could just be doing this for noise because sometimes you want to throw them off on what
Right.
you're playing and stuff. But who's James on the Widow and Blake on the Ash? We run that sometimes. That's something that just happens on occasion.
I would love to see a Widow.
Into a Tracer Echo is a little scary.
Yeah,
That's.
maybe not with the enemy comp that we're seeing.
I think
But
Echo is fine. We can deal with the Echo, but maybe
the
it's like
Tracer might be
a
problematic.
Winston, a Lucio, a Tracer. Maybe we need
And a
to back
Kiriko,
it up
yeah.
here.
A lot of possible follow-up with the dive.
Looks like, ooh, Blake is switching to the Echo and Galvanito switching to the Winston. It's still a really interesting comp. Oh, the grid back to safety.
That makes sense. Just wanted to try to
Oh.
see if we could get the early pick with the Widow.
Sometimes you gotta get clips. Sometimes you gotta get some clips. But this is gonna stick the Winston. We're gonna have a little bit of a Winston off. This might just be for the first choke, or maybe Galvanito intends to hold this. But either way, it's something that we're not exactly swapping anytime soon.
I mean, I do like the dive comp for this map, especially for this first point on Mark Bunker. Winston able to have a lot of movement with the lead. The bubble really good defensively, and you can kind of move around with your team wherever you need to be at.
I think that especially on this point to where it's so vertically different, to where you can just leap to the top, it's really nice. And also, I don't see any flaws with it so far. We've had a really nice first fight here. Able to, Galvanito just pushing them in. Oh, the Tracer 1v1. Who's James wins these, of course, every single time.
Oh my gosh, and it's
Stolen.
so nice.
Stolen. That was stolen. Who's James wins those every time. I will say Blake on the Echo is not something that I'm super familiar with, but I'm 100% down for it so far. I haven't seen any sort of falters yet. Ooh, the beam onto the Winston, not quite low enough in order to trigger that passive.
Yeah.
Gonna take out Blake.
Here we go with
Tracer
the Tracer 1v1.
Decided not to take it.
James tried to get the pulse, didn't quite manage to stick anybody. Able to cause some pressure by getting that Echo and getting the Lucio low, but Galvanito falling to the enemy Winston and Carp falling to the enemy Tracer.
I think that, you know, since Lucio is like that one of the very few characters that they have that can't just get rid of that or just tank through it, getting the stick on the Lucio is pretty key there. And the fact that we missed it, it sucks because we could have gotten 2 picks there.
Right.
This next fight, maybe we take this a lot faster. But either way, we're able to reconvene, and it's not too much of a setback. Ooh, a lot of damage onto that
Their
Lucio.
Tracer ready with Pulse and their Winston ready with Primal. We're gonna force the Tracer TP, see if we can get her down. No Suzu. And she.
Blake, no.
We did Kitsune. They Kitsune as well, but their Kiriko falls.
We used the beat, and I think that Carp maybe wasn't in range of that beat, so if Carp and Toonie end up falling here, it's just Galvanito and I think maybe one of the DPSs. It's a little bit scary. You kind of want to either die or get out here.
Ooh, want to get that
Nice.
Lucio, maybe the Mega behind? No.
I think that, honestly, on one hand, I'm like, oh, like, it's nice to be able to get that Lucio, but on the other, if any character was going to get back the fastest, it's going to be Lucio. So we have to play off this really quickly. Blake probably looking to pop that copy, although not a whole lot of crazy copy picks here. Maybe you pick the Winston just for more tankiness, more frontline. Maybe the Lucio so that you can pop out a beat.
I was definitely thinking the Lucio, maybe the Kiri for another rush.
It's something along those lines. You're definitely looking for more of a support pick and not a sort of play of the game with a Reaper ultimate or anything like that.
And she copied the Winston for that extra tank.
I do like that Blake pulling out that tank. Need more front line. You should be able to push through this, and almost has primal. And hopefully we can sort of pop some of our ults. Not able to get quite a whole lot of damage to primal.
Pick the Lucio with the stickies. Not able to get him out though.
Hopefully
He's running.
we can just push cart. Just push cart. They're sort of not really paying attention to it. The Winston is here, and the Kiri looks like it's showing up. But maybe we can get that kill.
Kiri with the TP. He's low. Winston jumping back up to get her. She drops back down.
Want this support line?
Suzu
Want
low.
it.
There it is.
That was a really just focus onto that. But Blake and Galvanito are going to follow that Echo. hopefully we can stick this. This is the end of the line here. We have to be able to get some kills.
Not able to get the stick, get the recall, and get out. We're gonna have to get a last second touch. Only 3.1 meters away.
Hopefully we can touch. Ooh, I
Ooh.
don't think that Who's James gets that. Really unfortunate. We didn't even make it to the first checkpoint, but it's about there. So for the sake of where they need to go, let's say that they have to make it one checkpoint in order to win this. That's kind of scary, especially with just the lack of progress we made. Kind of is indicative of how much progress they will make. It's just I don't know. It's a little scary.
You gotta wonder if they're gonna keep the same kind of dive style comp or switch it up.
I think that maybe the echo was maybe a little bit too much. I think that maybe we run a sojourn there or something like that, something that is able
Hmm.
to sort of have stable ground. I understand the echo pick because Winston jumps in, Tracer jumps in. You need somebody who can keep up pace with that. Sojourn doesn't do that very well.
Right.
You can get the one dive in, but then you're stuck there
Right.
until that cooldown comes back. Um, but I think just their echo was kind of bullying us a little bit. And we couldn't quite retaliate in the same way.
Yeah. Derrigo played really well their last round, able to follow up on a lot of kills on some low people.
They have
Able
this
to make a
coming,
couple
so
plays
let's give it to them.
for Florida Polytechnic.
Sort of getting hype, making sure that they're in the right headspace for this. But yeah, I think that no swaps here is a little bit scary.
No,
But
why?
at the same time, if you have faith in a composition, if you have faith in what you've tried, there's no reason to throw that away over one round.
Oh, for sure.
All right, at the start of this round, looks like Who James is going to play a little bit deeper than everybody else, but I don't think by very much. Probably just enough for that Tracer to be able to take out something. Ooh, nice. Ooh, but the Winston is going to maybe contest that a little bit. Has to get out of
He
there.
drops down.
Yeah, Galvanizio, everybody having to back up. That was just a really awkward play to have to run around there. But this room here, might be the start of something. A little bit of a team fight, kind of just the Winstons poking at each other, support the injury, neither of them get low. Right click onto that echo, but not really enough to get them low.
Just kind of forcing her out of that position, forcing her to move around, change the angle that she should have done.
That's all you really can do is make the echo move, so you know they're not bullying you as hard. I do think well, one of us fell there. I think Who's James went down. We're down our Tracer at the moment. Who's the Tracer can get back really quick. We're gonna need it in this next fight as the cart is getting pretty close. Ooh, Blake would hurt. Everybody really hurt. Just have to sit back, regroup. We are not really close to any ultimates. Maybe beat pretty soon. Oh, Winston deep, able to get that pick. That's nice. Galvanizio also really hurt.
You're gonna have to touch the point as it's coming up on the point of no return.
I like that our Lucio is just holding those heals. Everybody's critical, and I just need to sit here and wait until they're not critical anymore. You know, speed doesn't really do you much if you're 6 feet under.
Yeah, not trying to do too much there, just trying to keep everybody alive, keep everybody stable, make sure that nobody has to come back from that pretty far spawn.
That Lucio is still behind us, so that might come back to bite us later, but we kind of just have to ignore so that we can be here for this team fight. Ooh, Carp goes down at the start of this. We will be instantly down.
And we do lose our beat here. 'Cause I don't think Blakey got the beat.
I wonder why. I think that was just in the air. I'm not quite sure why that wasn't something that we got, but I do think that this is going to be a really tough contest here.
Yeah, everybody's low, everybody's grit. These points starting to get there.
Galvanizio able to make it and has Primal, can maybe stall this for a little bit.
As the Kitsune comes out, well, they get the Echo copy, and we get the Kiri copy.
I think the Kiri copy, in order to just have a little bit more support, is pretty nice. You're looking to stay there for longer.
Yeah, definitely a smart pick, smart play. As Galvanizio gets out their Tracer,
Looks like it might
Carp
be coming
falls.
down. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game 3. It's currently 1-1 against Florida Polytechnic, and we are now on Servasa, hoping to take the lead with this one.
And last round on the escort map, we saw a dive comp come out. You gotta wonder on a map like Servasa, where it's kind of more tight corridors. You gotta wonder if you're gonna see more of a brawly style coming out here.
I put $20 on Tina Junker Queen right now. With how we've seen it, Galvanijo loves that Junker Queen on Servasa. It's bread and butter right there. But it does look like they're going to stick to their sort of dive comp. They realize that, hey, it worked. Let's see if we can't sort of turn it into a multi-tool. Let's try it on different teams and stuff like that, different maps. And I don't dislike that idea, but at the same time, this is a composition that we have run on Servasa. Oh, the pizza. The pizza. That's something that we do quite a bit as we throw out the pizza. But yeah, I really hope that this goes in Center Gold's favor. With Galvanijo on the Junker Queen, that is such a tried and true tank for Galvanijo. I really hope we're able to pull this off. Who's James sticking this Tracer? I really like the Tracer or the Who's James on this Tracer.
I definitely love the Tracer pick. Just for the Tracer ranks in the table. Really quick, getting in and out, able to keep herself alive, also able to apply that DPS passive so often.
Able to have such range too. I think just being able to take out the Echo with how low the Echo is flying right now, that's really nice. Taking out a support as well. Galvanijo able to finish off that tank. A really nice first fight there.
Yeah, that first fight goes really well for center here. You see them getting some pretty picks with the great knife.
That wasn't even the knife throw. That was the tick from pulling it back. That was crazy. Oh, that's one that you tell mom about. But going into this next fight, we're not close enough to any ults quite yet, although Moira and Carp especially, they can charge that before you can blink, so I really think that we'll be seeing this Cole at some point in this next fight. Maybe not the start of it, though.
Most definitely going to be seeing a Cole coming up here in this next fight. As, we may see a couple pulse bombs come out, too. The pulse bomb ults are getting quite up there.
Ooh, nice damage on that Winston, making the Winston sort of fall back, and nice damage on the Echo as well. Carp able to finish off the Lucio. We're sort of just blanketing everybody with some damage, and the DPS are able to just pick and choose.
The job.
Pick and choose who they want. Yeah, leaving that Tracer for last, I think, is the way to do it, because Tracer's annoying whenever she's diverting your attention from everyone else. But if you can manage to just ignore her, she's the only one left standing, not really much she can do.
And if the pepper damage isn't going to be too much on you and your supports can heal you through it, I mean, you have the opportunity to just attack whoever you want to.
I think that going into this next one, this is more of an ults game, because we ended up not using this Coalescence. I like that we didn't use the Coalescence. We didn't really need it. Ooh, the fact that we didn't get there fast enough, the new Lucio boop just makes this such a boop central point, and I'm kind of sad we couldn't see Toonie take advantage of it a little bit more. Nice. This is a lot of damage coming up from the Cole. Toonie is going to be able to take out their tank here. I think that was the pulse bomb from their Tracer in order to start that fight. Got nothing. Toonie picking up a 2.
Picking up the Kiri.
And then a third. Ooh, a lovely 3-piece from Toonie here. Blakey gets the second one.
Maybe gets the Lucio with
able
the
to get
boom.
credit for that one. That's absolutely heinous. That's heinous right there.
Lucio,
disrespect.
Lucio crime.
It's really just something that you're like, oh, hopefully the DPS can get some picks here, and then your Lucio just takes out 4 of them. Nothing you really have to do. Don't even lift a finger. But we are going to have a lot of ults going into this. The only ult we won't have is Coalescence. They will have their support ults, but that's it. If we're able to just counter a lot of that with the Rampage, nice. Their rush is going to come out.
Their beat comes out, and I believe we just used Queen ult as well.
Yeah, that Queen ult making it to where they just don't get any heals. You've got the Lucio beat, but that's it. Your supports aren't going to be doing anything else for the rest of the fight. Ooh!
And Who's James gets the stick on... I don't know if it was on Tracer or Zarya, but he got both of them.
I mean, it's a 2-piece nonetheless. I don't care who it sticks to. If it sticks to a rock next door, if it gets 2, it gets 2. It's really nice that we were able to get that. I will say we used everything. We used absolutely everything in order to secure that. I feel like it was a necessary evil because it looked like they used everything as well, and if they didn't use it, they swapped onto something and had to reset their whole ults. So this is pretty even. I would say we even have the advantage with Carp being so close to that coalescence.
Most definitely. I like the fact that we invested our ults, but we made the most of it. We were able to make plays. We were able to get picks. We were able to win the point. I think that it was worth it in the end, just because the point was gonna end there. I don't think it was.
Right. I don't know that that goes the same way if you don't invest what we did.
Most definitely.
Ooh, this is some big damage coming from Who's James. The recall is going to get baited out, though. Ooh, they're going to pop their coalescence. Or no, we are going to pop our coalescence.
And we get the Kiri pick
Fantastic pick on the Kiri.
and the
finish off
Queen.
tank.
Oh,
The
man
supports.
lost the finish.
The supports. You know, I want to say that this is Center Gold's map right here is Servasa, but really, it's just Toonie and Carp.
It's Toonie and Carp.
This is
going
Toonie and
crazy.
Carp's map. This is their just like, I don't know, home turf or something. They grew up here, raised, training in the streets of Servasa, just with the 3Ks that we're pulling out for absolutely no reason. Gaining this first point, it's going to be about 40% before they can even get to this fight. I really like that.
And you see, we have the Pulse coming up. We have the Rampage coming up. Ults are coming online with these next fights. Maybe just hoping to build a little bit some poke damage here.
This Pulse Bombs, if we can get a big one and they can sort of negate theirs, we don't get a whole lot with it, but Carp is able to take out that tank, no doubt, due to some of the damage from the Pulse Bomb.
And no doubt, I mean, I would assume Florida Polytechnic has to disengage this fight, or they just die.
That's got to be a quick death. You're hoping for a swift death there so that you can just reset. But is the reset too late? It's 80%. They need to rush onto point. If they're picking characters, they have to be characters that can blink there and get there fast. We'll say they do swap the Tracer.
But I don't think we see a Tracer swap here. Just the Lucio trying to rush to the point, but gets back, forced back.
I don't think anybody gets touch.
Yeah, and
That's a
gonna-
wonderful 3-0.
Nerd with the clean sweep on Servasa on the flashpoint. You gotta wonder who gets play. I mean, Carp, Uni.
Definitely a support. No doubt a support. There we go. I think this is going to be that coalescence on that last point to start it at least.
It
very
is.
nice. Just leaping in. No fear at all whatsoever. Taking him out. Very, very nice.
Able to finish the May off while she's low, and then
Just nice damage on that Tracer all around. But hopefully we can wrap this up 3-1, moving on to push.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Welcome to Ishvarasa. Initiating match.
Hello everyone and welcome to map 4. This is currently 2-1 center's favor against Florida Polytechnic. May have some tech pause real quick, but we can introduce this a little bit. What do you think? What do you think is going to change comp wise or even playstyle wise going into this next one?
ooh, that's a good question, right? Because I like to think that even on a map like this, I think we still see a brawl type comp come out from center. I wonder if we see another dive type look from Florida Polytechnic, or if they switch to a more brawl like comp. We saw them switch at the end of the last game to a Queen, a May, kind of more of a brawly style. So you gotta wonder if that comes out.
If I had to guess, I would say that we probably pull that Ramatra back out. The Queen is all right, and I think that we might run the Queen. But if I was going on, Queen is really good on Servasa specifically, maybe we need to fall back to a more just brawl Brawl labeled tank. Then we swap back to that Ram. Ooh, it does look like Blake is gonna pull out that Sojourn, something that I've been looking for. I do think we pulled it out a little bit earlier. Ooh,
Let me see.
Tex.
Cart back on the Moira. I love the Moira pick here.
Just having to restart a little bit. I hope we get to stick that Moira going into this. I'm really ready for all of the coalescences just to annihilate everyone.
The Kamehameha is coming out.
Waiting for the Dragon Ball bundle. Waiting for that.
I would do for the Dragon Ball button.
I mean, Moira, no doubt. No doubt
What?
gets one. But yeah, looking at this composition, we won't see it until the 10 seconds are up. But they might go back to what they're running on things like Control Point or Escort with the Lucio, the Kiri, things like that. I do like maybe the Lucio Moira better than the Kiri Moira, just for a little bit more emphasis on utility and less on other things.
And here we see the Brawl style coming out from center. Florida Polytechnic going back with the dive with Winston, Tracer, Echo.
I think I like the Galvanijo on the JQ. JQ is a little bit scary going into something like Winston, to where it's, you know, a big bubble, leap on you, big bubble, and I can sort of play in and out of it. But at the same time, Shotgun is kind of the anti-Winston. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to think that there's a little bit of a trade there.
And if he tries to jump out, you do have the knife. If you hit him with the knife, you might be able to bring him back.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's really just going to come down to play style. If one can sort of get a piece of wool over the other's eyes or things like that. I'm really looking forward to the way that these tanks brawl, especially. I think that having the rematch on the DPS where the Tracers get to go off against each other, but then instead of the Echo 1v1, we've now got that Sojourn. I'm liking the Sojourn a lot more.
I definitely love the Sojourn. I think she's really good against Echo. To be completely honest, I think charging up that railgun on somebody maybe like Winston, but then just letting it fly at someone like Echo, I think you get a really quick fix off of that.
Ooh, a nice knife onto the Winston. That's a lot of damage
Try
up
to
in the
get
air.
carnage, but shoots him out the air. What did you say? Shotguns are the counter
Yeah.
to Winston.
Exactly. Who's James and Galvanijo able to get their picks, but it looks like this is just a little bit not in center's favor. Just one too many people. Lucio sort of got a parade chasing after him. Kind of got to get out of there. Yeah, I think that, you know, we can push this card a little bit. I like that Galvanijo's sort of been sticking this. Everybody else is focused on Lucio, and you're able to get a pick and move the cart a little bit, even if you die here. I think that that's a fine way to play that fight, especially.
Definitely. He was able to still take up a little more space, get a little bit more distance on the cart, so they had to push it a little bit further to take the lead, but also just take up some time. You gotta wonder if Florida Polytechnic is gonna try to get some cart push, but also try to regroup before this next team fight comes into play.
I think that us with having the Lucio, our tank's gonna get back a lot faster. That's not gonna be as impactful. Hopefully we can start this fight with something big here. Not really close to a whole lot of ults, but at the same time, we're just on the cusp. We'll see it at some point in this fight, but not quite at the start. Ooh, good damage onto the Winston. Sort of getting knocked out of the range, but, you know,
Just
just
Blakely low falls to the Winston.
I think that knife was really close to hitting someone there. Oh, just a lot of damage. Running into the bubbles severs you from getting your teammates to be able to heal you, so that's always something you have to think about, and not thinking that Galvanijo wasn't thinking. It's probably a quick death, but, you know, just playing into that Winston, the fact that JQ has to get so close, you're sort of cutting yourself off from those heals. But now we're in the age of ults. Kitsune was used from the side of Florida Poly, but that was the only one used so far.
You gotta wonder what's gonna come out first here.
I think that Cole starts everything.
And that Cole comes out first, you were right.
Ooh, the copy in order to counter that. Blake is getting taken out by the pulse bomb.
Ooh, is Art gonna have to fall back. Got a Tracer peppering him behind.
I don't mind that, because we use the Cole in order to initiate the fight, and then they respond with 3 ults. They respond with the copy, and they respond with the pulse. Sorry, not 3 ults, that's just 2. I was looking at the Kiri. They respond with 2. So we're up in ults now. We'll be able to use the overclock and the beat and all these things, and hopefully we can get the best of them in this next fight.
Really kinda hoping for Florida Poly does get the forward spawn. So we're gonna have to try to get some momentum with that. And Blakeu just goes on a tear with the overclock. Getting, what was that, 3, 4?
I think it was. I think it was 3. That was absolutely fantastic. You know, overclock leaves me kind of skeptical. I'm always thinking, oh, do you like it's nice, but you still have to hit those shots. And but if they're running around and you can't hit them, what if you're having an off day? Blakeu doesn't have off days. Blakeu makes sure that triples come.
He just hits them.
Yeah. Hopefully we can hit this pulse bomb as well, dashing in. Ooh, nice.
You get the
Taking up the
Fury,
DPS.
not the Fury. You get the Echo, and you get the Tracer, and we get the Winston out the sky. Lucio, last one, it seems like, as we're going to win that fight. And now they no longer have forward spawn, so we're going to be able to make some progress on this bot. Able to take that momentum back.
Those 2 really scrappy fights that we were able to just take full advantage of because of just the pace at which they went in. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I think that Winston was probably higher than planes fly, and Moira was able to grab onto him from that range. Absolutely ridiculous. But this is some nice damage going through this room right here. I think that we rampage here. I think that Galvanito's definitely looking for that rampage. If you see just a couple more people, you know, that's prime real estate for just anti-heal. But who's James gonna be able to take out that Tracer? Just a little bit of a diff, just off the rip. Ooh, but the monkey, the
Primal comes out, and we use our beat here. Kind of hold up and win this fight as their Kitsune came out. There goes that Suzu. You gotta wonder if we're gonna see that rampage come out soon. Oh, they beat.
It's a lot that they're gonna be able to do with that. I like that we're able to get out the primal, but after the primal went down, the beat just makes it to where he's full health again. But it doesn't really matter. We're able to take out their subs. We didn't pop Cole.
We get the Cole. I mean, so many ults just came out. That was a team fight.
That felt like almost like one long extended fight ever since we took control of the robot. But at the same time, Blakeu almost has overclock again.
Again.
That's absolutely insane.
And Galvanijo still holding on to that rampage.
I don't hate not using it. I think that using it there is maybe a little bit of overkill.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think the pulse bomb got used there from Who's James and it got Suzu, so it's really unfortunate. But at the same time, able to bait that out.
And Kiriko doesn't have anything, and she falls to Who's James's Tracer. Who's James gets 2, and Park gets 1. And the monkey's in the back gets to Lucio, but he falls at the end too.
Taking out that Echo to clean things up. I like to see it, especially, you know, if anybody's gonna die. Sorry, Toonie, but you're the speed of light.
You know?
Yeah, just come on back when you feel like it. I really like that what we invested there and what we lost there. It absolutely sent our goals favor. Ooh, the knife hits there, and I think that it got maybe canceled out by a blink. A little bit scary to go into this so low, but
oh, and it gets stopped by the bot for a second.
But at the same time takes out the tank. I think that it's not the greatest, but it works.
It takes out the Curie too as the overclock comes out. Helps to take out a couple as well. And we are getting some good push as we see Beat coming up and we see Coalescence coming up again, as well as Pulse Bomb.
We send a lot back and we leave Carp on the point so that we can take out all the stragglers and anybody left to flank. Blake able to take out their Lucio, so that's really nice to start this fight with. But we did have to back up a little bit because we went to go look for those stragglers.
Definitely okay to give them some space here on the bot though. I mean, the spawn is right there, so they will be coming back quick. You want to give your team time to regroup before kind of getting fully into this team fight.
Just the Tracer 1v1 that end in a recall.
And he sticks the Echo, but it gets Susan.
It gets copied. I think it got copied.
It got copied and it saved the Echo. That was a good play by Who James. I like that trade, forcing out the copy with the pulse bomb.
Yeah, I definitely think that copy can be a lot more valuable. Oh, could you imagine if that knife had hit the Winston?
And directing back.
I think that we're looking for a quick death here. It's really nice that we were able to get so much progress, but at the same time, we might be a little bit in over our heads here. I say that, but we seem to kind of be sticking this. Galvanito picking up the supports.
And the Echo seems to be one as they win that.
I eat my words. I eat them because I thought that was looking for a quick death. I was under the impression that that was over, but we've got Beat going into this next fight. I think that this is clearly doable.
Cole was at 50 for maybe the fourth or fifth.
It could have been the 7th, and I believe you. Oh, the Primal comes out up in that room with everybody else. Tracer sort of distracting everybody on point.
The rush came out and we used the beat. I like what we did there, using the beat kind of after the rush, after the primal, to keep everybody up. And we still have Blade and Blade. I gonna fall out a bit late, but Carp and Galvanijo getting 2 picks as well.
That's both DPS lines down. Oh, that health pack might have just screwed over Galvanijo a little bit.
But that carnage of him was huge.
Absolutely massive knife. I don't think Galvanijo makes it out of this. That's a little bit of a death box. But Carp able to
Carp
pick off
able to get
theirs.
the carry pick.
Do we stick this? Do we maybe back up a little bit to try and retake?
He might have the health pack back in the room.
Ooh.
Oh, and he falls to the echo beam at the last second.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the end of Carp's 20-player kill streak. Still in this though. This isn't the end of this fight. We have the
We are
lead.
pushing the bot.
We have the lead. We don't even need to win this. We just need to stall for a minute. Completely doable.
I think they
Overclock.
want the, I think they want the win.
I think they want the win, of course,
They
but
want to push.
yeah. I think that we've held on to this rampage a lot. This rampage is something that we've said, all right, let's hold it. Let's wait. And I think that we're just waiting for the exact moment that we know it'll win that fight, which is a little bit difficult because the echo flies around and the tracer blinks, stuff like that.
But I think it's really, at this point, do you just hold it for the last fight?
I think so.
When you know it's going to be do or die, you kind of just let it fly in. And the Cold comes out, doing a good job of keeping everyone up.
That's a lot of damage being thrown out there.
And here
by
comes the
everybody.
Rampage.
That's going to get the Winston, and I think one of the supports as well. That's still just a lot of damage being thrown out. And the
Fury
first pick
falls,
is James.
Lucio falls.
James picking up 2, but Blakey falling. We're still up here. Galvanijo taking out that tank.
Ooh, Who James wanted the 3-piece, but Galvanijo took it from him as Who James able to get the echo for the 3-piece anyway.
And that was the end right there. 3-1. Absolutely fantastic game for Center. That was really fun to watch. I think that we just got in the groove there at the end. We really got their pace and we knew what we needed to move at. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, most definitely. Had a phenomenal couple tank games from Galvanijo on that Junker Queen, looking really good, really strong. Especially on these control type maps. These maps, and I mean even this push bot map where all these brawl styles kind of start to shine.
That was such a fantastic overclock as well. Fantastic series, and yeah, I hope that everybody had a great time watching all that stuff. Do we have anything else this week?
Nope.
Nope.
Spring break.
Have a wonderful spring break for everybody at Center.
Appreciate you all for coming out.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I lied. We're doing an interview. 1 sec.
Sorry, folks. We did lie to you all. We are still here, and we will be doing an interview with Blakey.
Hello, everyone, and we are now we're now in a post-match interview with Blake Brigham and/or Blakey, a nice DPS player for Center Gold here. Just want to start it off with, how do you think that game went for you and the team? Just this specific game.
This specific game went very well, especially overall as a team. We only kind of struggled on Gibraltar, and personally, I felt like I played the worst on that map. I kind of got echo diffed, but generally, I felt like we had some very good team synergy. The comms were really clear. We got a little shaken at the very beginning after that first round loss on Nepal, but I think we came back together and got amped up, and had to win this rematch against Florida Poly.
I'm glad to hear that it was able to sort of like just phase through it, just burn right through it, and keep going.
I mean, I just want to ask, like, what was going through your head when that overclock came on for that last play of the game? I gotta know, because that overclock was insane.
So we were planning it out. Joseph said, Galvanijo says, I'll shot your overclock, and then I just see them really forward, and I push Q maybe a little too early, but James calls out a half HP Kiri, and somehow I flick right to her head. I look straight at the monkey, kill him. Somehow I kill the Echo, and then the Lucio was all skill. But the rest, I might put to my really high sensitivity and a little bit of luck. But I did let out a very loud scream afterwards. After I got that.
I do think that we heard it. I'm not sure that the mic picked up, but I do think that we heard it. Yeah. All right. And then moving into sort of a broader sense, how do you think that the team has progressed over this entire season? Because this was the sort of time to where we had to swap you in from off of the white team and onto the gold team. How do you think your progress has been, sort of on maybe not a new team, but on the gold?
It was really rough at the start, to be honest. I don't think all of us had like the mindset going in to really try not try too hard, but like super try hard. And also we were really overloaded a lot. We played a lot of games at the beginning of the season. Once we got more time to get scrims in, we had some more time overall just to get more practice. We started clicking and we started playing a lot better and a lot more together and focused. I think we've improved a lot over this season where perhaps there was just a bit of I'm not sure what the word is, but just not enough at the beginning of the season. Now we're putting in our full effort.
Yeah, I will say, just to say, whenever you said that you were working a whole lot, there was a week to where there was so many matches. I think there was 4 matches in a single week. Absolutely insane.
We lost every single one of those matches too.
And I'm sure it definitely has to do with maybe, oh, it's Friday, time to play the 4th match. I'm so tired. I want to go home.
It's 4 o'clock. Time for your Overwatch comp match.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't have any more questions.
I guess just wanna end on going into what could be the playoffs. I think that it is still at the moment up in the air. What do you think your guys' mentality is going into the quarterfinals?
Coming into quarterfinals, it is serious try hard game mode time. We have a lot of teams that Gold Team faced last semester, and we've played a lot of them throughout this. They have gotten better. They have improved. We have as well, but we need to keep our heads in the game and really buckle down and focus. If we can keep our focus, we can do this. It's just we got to make sure that we keep on doing it, keep the practice consistent, make sure we're always trying 24/7 when we're in this space.
I like that perspective. I like it a lot. Well, I think that this has been the post game interview. I don't know how to end these. I don't end these very often.
I will say one thing. I'm sorry, Adam. I was not able to play Somber tonight. I gave you a promise and it never happened.
Truly, it's sorry that we weren't able to make it up to Adam. But yeah, have a good night, everybody.